succession, Emmylou and Sally, and they got in a car. They didn't like the East Coast. Her family was very, very proper.
Right.
He just hated all the stuffiness that went with society. He said, I'm not living this way. You got to get out of town. And they decided to strike out west. And they searched all up and down the West Coast, because when he had sailed, he loved this area when he had sailed on a ship. So they came and investigated. And they found the homestead on Grindstone Bay for sale. It came with a kid, 1926, an orphan.
Oh, not the goat variety?
No, it was a real boy. It was a boy, like a 14-year-old orphan.
This is what?
The farm came with a boy.
Which was on Orcas?
On Orcas. And the boy stayed with him until he was 18.
A
I
black
said, so
boy,
Mom,
or was this a
a
real person?
real white orphan.
Wow.
Real kid.
Real kid. And I said, Mom, what's his name? And it's just like she has no recollection. He lived in the barn. He worked the fields, and he ate at a separate table. It was like he was a non-human being.
Like a feral cat.
Like a feral cat. You just kind of provide for him, set out a bowl of milk once in a while.
If they're lucky.
Now where did, this was Lou and Tip?
Lou and Tip.
And they while they lived here, he took care of the farm?
No. They came when they homesteaded this place in 1947. They settled on Orcas in 1928.
Okay.
So that was years before, and when they were raising their kids, they were on Orcas on a 250-acre ranch called Driftwood Ranch. He found out that this island was for sale for $10,000. And he figured he could sell his property and have a little bit left over.
Right.
So he took that money and also bought 250 acres on Shaw and bought this island.
At the same time he bought this island? So we had 250 on Shaw and
he
this?
He had 250 on Shaw and he had this place.
What happened to the Shaw property?
That's what provided for Grandma for her whole life. I mean, Grandpa died and she had 20 years of widowhood.
Right.
And it was my dad. Lou asked when he knew he was dying from cancer, and we were here that summer, and they made arrangements that Lou wanted Dad to parcel off the property on Shaw to take care of Tibby and Emmylou. So Dad did a great job of making sure they both had enough throughout their lives, and then some left over.
Okay. I always thought that came from the proceeds of the sale of the island.
Taking care of Tibby?
Yeah. And
well, that allowed her to stay on Yellow as long as she stayed on Yellow.
Okay.
And it was finally the taxes, and we were experiencing a break-in almost every year on the island.
A break-in?
A break-in where they come in and trash the cabins, or
Gosh.
and it was very difficult because we couldn't be on the island. And Mom and Dad, or Grandpa and Grandma, stayed on the island one summer. And they realized the kids aren't coming here. This is the reality, is that my siblings, us, our generation, couldn't carve out their lives to revolve around Yellow.
Yeah.
And then Dad said, well, next best thing is Nature Conservancy so we can preserve it and still come here. But it's like people haven't taken advantage of that, of coming like they could, because they didn't understand. It's a legacy that's here. It's a beautiful legacy.
Yeah.
So come, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Welcome to the cabin. You remember your honeymoon so well.
The moss bed outside was even better.